Hello and welcome to round 16 of the Gavra League GT4s here tonight at, of course, Sakitto GP circuit. I'm Cadwell, or you know me as James from GT3. Sadly, Cypher could not be here tonight, and we do have his regular person here with us as well tonight. Of course, we do. We do, and that is Kieran.
Yeah, hello everybody. Yeah, I'm that regular person back here for the season finale. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Driver's title may have already been wrapped up, as we see there Javier making his way now through this S section, now going up the hill through turns 6 and 7. Yeah, it's he's the champion. No other result can affect that whatsoever. So we should be in for just a relaxing time. Maybe Javier might treat us by starting at the back. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows indeed. We have not got all the drivers tonight, we've only got 9 of them, so it seems like we are missing quite a few, but that's all fine. We'll hope to get more. And we do have one more now, just popped in and joined, so more will be probably joining us tonight.
Yeah, let's hope so. Of course, this is just the practice session, so we've got about 7 minutes of it to go. As you can see there, Max will be going a little bit off circuit onto the gravel there. As yeah, Sakitto is one of those circuits where it's a fast flowing with only a couple of braking points to really make the move stick. So it's one of those fantastic driving circuits. Once you get the setup nailed and your driving style worked out, it's a wonderful circuit to drive on.
Yeah, I really do like this circuit. I think it's a really good circuit. So, yeah, that's what I really can say about this. It's just, oh yeah, we did GT3s were here a couple of weeks ago, and it was an absolutely brilliant race. Hopefully tonight the GT4s can do really well tonight as Sig. We're looking at now. Hopefully he can produce something good as well. But we've got 11 drivers here, so most of the drivers are here, I would say, right now, ready and raring to go for this finale of the GT4 season, which, as we've already said, has been wrapped up. It has, which did you?
Yeah.
Would you expect?
Well, I was going to say, it's just in the drivers championship it's been wrapped up, not so much the teams championship. You've got the HRT team here, 27 points ahead of their closest rivals. If I just get that screen up there. I've lost the screen. Oh, look at that. There we go. Against Angry Dragon, who are made up of Becaratis and GTS, as Javier decides to come all the way back towards the pits. So Red is here. So he's the lone driver for Angry Dragon here tonight. He's got it all to do then. He's got to try and finish ahead, 30 points, and basically hope that both the HRT team cars basically don't have a great race whatsoever.
Yeah, he does have to hope that, and I think hopefully he himself can actually gain, if you know what I mean, and he can try and get a good qualifying tonight. But yeah, we are with 10 drivers now then, one's just left, but he probably will be back in a minute, knowing us. We'll try and tell you what circuit this is, we'll try and find out a bit more about his circuit for you, and this championship. You know more than I do, so if you want to butt in with anything, then feel free to.
Oh, I'll definitely butt in, James. It's what I'm good at. But Red there, pace setting so far 154.7 here at Sakitto, and in these GT4 cars it's very difficult. Now you come to the S's section where downforce is really key, and you soon find out in these GT4 cars that they don't really have a lot of downforce. This section though is going to favour the KTMs, and although we've seen time and time again this season, Cypher and I have said it time and time again, the KTMs aren't strong around this track, then they show us up altogether. So we'll have to see how they do tonight. I believe there's only one KTM here tonight, and I'm trying to figure out who it is. Slim Sign, there you go, 54.7 from him. So yeah, there you go, with the pace setting. It should be pretty interesting as well for the KTMs. Obviously, James and I were discussing how what the KTMs lack in straight line speed, they make up for in acceleration and the actual handling of the car.
Yeah, because they are the slowest car we've got in this championship. Of course, 165 miles an hour is the maximum they can go, is top speed, but 0 to 100 they can do quicker than any other car here tonight, which is 3.9 seconds. Everyone else is like 4.3, 4.4 to 4.5. So hopefully that will help them out tonight and get them up higher up the order. Yeah, so this circuit that won tonight is 3.608 miles long, 3.6 miles long, and 5.8 kilometers long tonight.
Yeah, and it's always a fantastic one to come to Japan and watch this one. The Japanese are crazy for their motorsport, that's for sure. So let's hope they can, the drivers here can deliver a good race for them today. And well, we're starting a bit later in the day here in Japan. Normally we start at around about 2 o'clock wherever we are at the track. Tonight we're going to be starting at 5 o'clock. So expect it to get a little bit more orange in the sky as we progress through this race.
Yeah, I expect it to get orange then. That'd be interesting to see what all the drivers can do then in this one. We still have, just to say, 2 minutes 40 to go of this qualifying, so anything of this practice, so anything still to go in this practice session to get us ready for this race, which I'm looking forward to because it'll be my first GT4 race of this season. Tomorrow night is the GT3 race and we're at China for that one, so that should be really good to see us at China, at the China circuit, for an absolute brilliant race there. But we're back to the present, and now we're here at the GT4 race. So let's see how they can do tonight. Hopefully, I would say we will see a different winner tonight. Hopefully.
Well, let's wait and see. I mean, we've got Nico here, who is actually his replacement tonight for Beccarata. So Angry Dragon do have 2 cars in the running then, with Nico joining in this practice session. So we'll have to see what lap times he's able to do as he now comes through turn 14. This fast left-hander here, a little bit of a dab on the brakes as you try and drift the car through, and then it's pretty much full throttle through turn 15. It drops away from you as well. Look at that sideways action there from Nico as he makes his way now through that long last corner towards the start-finish line. And what can he do in this Porsche then? Start-finish line's a long way down, and he goes top then, 151.5.
It's a very good time there from Sig Retzenigo there. Very good time there. And yeah, we have somebody in the chat putting to Retzenigo, go for that team. So good luck to that team tonight. So
yeah, Angry Dragon 27 points behind HRT team, so they've got a bit of work to do with 30 points, the maximum scoring for a driver. If you win the race, you score 30 points, but you have to finish the race in order to score some points today. So the best that Porsche or the Porsche team can hope for is that Aston Martin team can, have a few hiccups here and there. But as we've seen from Javier this season, that is pretty unlikely. Although at the moment in practice he is 6/10 off Nico so far, but of course this is Javier. He's able to pull out an extra second whenever he really wants to.
Yeah, Javier looks like he could get the pole position today. At the moment it looks unlikely he's going to get it, but I think personally he will get the pole position and go on and battle through it. We've just practiced now just for this, so there's a couple of drivers now who are just going to finish their first laps around here as Javier gets this last lap to do what he does best. As somebody, I think, now heading to the line, they are about to cross it as we have another driver just joining us, so might be a replacement for qualifying times. I'm not too sure. Really, I'm not with that one. There's a few now coming across the line, so I think that's Sig just making his way across the line as well. But Max there goes a bit wide. Max Play there goes a bit wide, and I think that's his lap over there.
Yeah, I think so. Well, actually, on the race feed there, it just said there that Krazer has a mechanical fault. Now, whether he hit the wall or anything like that, that's not a good sign for him in this practice session where, you've only gone around here about 10 minutes and already he's got some sort of fault with the car. So he'll be hoping the team can work hard and get that fixed for qualifying.
Yeah, we hope the team can get that fix of qualifying and get ready for that. With 77 seconds to go, so just over a minute to go, then, as we just have this car and just this car now on circuit, I think. Oh no, we do have one more. That's just finished his laps off, I think. So yeah, we still have 2 more to go here. But yeah, I agree with you. I hope then get that fixed, and I hope we can get a good quality race tonight with just 10 drivers. Well, it was going to be, I think it's going to be 11 drivers actually, because one just joined. So good. Hopefully we get a good race with just 11 drivers tonight.
Yeah, Max Plea looking like he's backed out of this lap completely, and the challenge here is finding where the pit lane actually is. There's multiple routes into the pit lane, but there's only one correct one, as Max Plea then comes across the line to finish his practice session. And we'll be able to see just very briefly if he can jump up the table. Yes, he can, towards the midfield. But yeah, we've got Alice there disconnecting. That seems to have been a story for him all season. But Red Nico there, top of the table, 51.5. You've got Javier there in second, 52.2, 6/10 off. And on there in third, 3 seconds off the pace. But here's where it matters now. Qualifying is underway.
Indeed it is. We have 14 minutes and 50 seconds to go, so plenty of time. I would say personally, if I was them, to not come out straight away, to give them a little bit of time and then come out. We will see where they come out in a minute. Hopefully, yeah, we come up with Javier straight away to get his laps in. He says, I'm not going to waste any time. I'll come out now, get some laps done, and then I can come in and have a rest and then do some more laps. I think that's what he's planning to do tonight.
I think so, and we've seen over the season that Javier really does perform over one lap and then really does perform over the race. He's not a driver where it's either one or the other. He seems to just have both in a complete package, and he might be coming your way soon, James, into GT3. It depends if he can secure himself a seat next season.
Yeah, I have no idea really what the people do around here. I don't know if you win GT4 you get promoted to GT3. I haven't decided. We do have another driver, somebody who's just joined us, so 11 drivers now we've got, so that is a good one. Maybe it's the same person again trying to connect again, but I don't know because it didn't pop up on my screen, so I can't tell you what that was. But yeah, I think he will join GT3, and I think some of the academy lot from the academy season we just had, I think they're going to come into leagues for this season as well, like randomly. I don't really know what this leagues do, but I think Javier will be in GT3 and probably in the Aston Martin GT3, knowing him.
Yeah, if he plays his cards right, of course, winning the lead by such a distance as well, it's going to be difficult for teams to actually just turn him away. I mean, I think they're crazy, but he now heads through the penultimate corner, through turn 14. You can see there a little bit of a brakes there as he makes his way through 14, and then coming towards turn 15. Let's see if he lifts off. He does there, and then swiftly back on the power. Lots of bravery, lots of faith in the car there to get that turned in. And he'll now go on to his qualifying lap here at Sakitto.
Yes, he will. Here he goes then into corner 1. He will go. Do you want to give us a lap around here?
Yeah, absolutely. As we now head through turn 2, it's all about patience and getting on the throttle out of this corner. And then it's a straight line here up towards turns 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 now. As you see here, it's very tight, this left-hander here. As we now head in towards the right-hander, lots of undulation in this S's section. And then you've got the big hill here through turn 7. It's a double left-hander here, it's classed as. Turn 7, and then this long turn 8 here on the way towards the 2 sort of 90-degree corners of turns 9 and 10. As you clip the curb on entry, use that curb on the left-hand side to better your entry in towards that undulating corner. Under the bridge you go. Of course, it's the only figure 8 circuit on the calendar. Through the left-hander, up the hill here. Blind apex up towards the with the sun in your eyes. And then you're making your way now towards the spoon. As we make our way through this right-hander, it's still all full throttle here as we make our way towards turns 12 and 13. Braking hard for turn 12 and then making yourself wide in towards turn 13 to get a good exit. Use those cones there as a good example of where the apex should be. Use that green AstroTurf, that's what it's there for, and it's now the long run all the way towards turn 14. You've got the club pit lane on your right hand side for the shorter circuit. We won't worry about that. We won't need it tonight whatsoever. Turn 14, bit of the brakes there, and turn the car in. It will turn in as long as you slow the car down enough. And then in towards turn 15, where you've got to have a lot of faith in the car, a lot of faith in the marshals here, because it's blind as you head all the way downhill there. As we now make our way towards the start-finish line. It's a long wait now towards that start-finish line, towards the sector line. And let's see what sort of lap time Javier can put up. It's a 51.5, much quicker than he was in practice just a moment ago.
Yeah, very, very quick lap, and thank you for giving us a lap around the circuit as well. Yeah, very quick lap. He would. I think personally, he would fit in well with the GT3s. Javier will, because if you see his points at the moment, we in GT3 we have everyone racing pretty much, but second in the championship I think has pulled out for the rest of the season. He pulled out with like 4 races to go, so. He would fit in with GT3s because of the points he's got. He would be winning GT3 if he had the points he's got in this one.
Well, let's see where he develops in his Gavra Racing career. GT3 seems to be the next obvious step, but of course it's attracting those teams and seeing if they want to race for them. You've got Mike there making his way through turn 13 and now down the hill. The Ginettas have had troubles all season long, but they'll be hoping to try and wrap this one up on good terms, ready for next season. Now head through turn 14 with Mike there. Let's see how the Ginetta differs from the Aston Martin there. You can see a little bit of brakes and a little less speed carry through into turn 14. How about turn 15 here? You can see there the Ginetta pretty much full throttle through there, as is that big rear wing must be helping that car just to keep it planted as the Ginetta of Mike makes its way towards the start-finish line. And it wasn't even a lap time, James. It was an out lap.
Yeah, well, we do have a new top position there. So Javier 0.8 off Sigwazonic. I think it's that. Yeah, no, we'll call it tonight. He is 0. Oh, he's gone quicker now. 0.1 off the time now is Javier. So looking there, but I think what the Porsches are doing are drafting. So like. Getting the slipstream off each other there, it looks like, but you never know. Or they probably just came out at the same time. Out the pits there.
Could do. Here comes Nico towards the line, and he go even quicker than a 50.7. No, he can't. 0.3 down on his previous best. And this is good signs for the Angry Dragon team, and good sign as well for Nico if he wants to try and prove himself here in GT4, try and earn himself a seat for next season. At the moment, beating Javier is one way to go about it. There is Red then, currently third, 2.1 off of his teammate there, as he makes his way through this S section now. I think we could have a challenger for Javier in Retanico. He's going to not find it too easy tonight, that's for sure. But Retanico, there's one thing showing the pace. It's another thing securing pole position, especially against someone as quick as Javier.
Yeah. Retanico, I'm just looking to see which championship he's already in, because he is in a championship. Let's just have a look.
In the meantime, All-Star making his way towards the line, which it's a 156.8, 6.1 off the pace for All-Star, as he makes his way now in towards turns 1 and 2. There's Max Blee again, running off the track. He's been struggling all day long so far. He's not happy with that car, that setup, whatever is happening. That Mustang is not staying on the road whatsoever. Slim Sign currently 10th place, just under the 2-minute mark, 159.6 from the KTM. But just to take you through the order so far, there is a provisional pole. It's Nico, 150.7. There is Javier making his way in towards turns 1 and 2. He's in second, 150.8. You've got Red now making his way towards turn 15, currently 152.8. Let's see if he can get any quicker than that through turn 15. Oh, he runs a little wide and onto the grass, onto the gravel, and just about keeps it out of the tyre wall. The heart rate must have gone up just a slight bit there. Looked like it was going to be a good lap, but yeah, ran wide took too much speed into the corner, and that was that.
Yeah.
Lap over.
Yeah, Retanigo, just tell you, is the only championship he's racing in. He's third at the moment in that championship. He's the only one out he races in, and that is your LMP2s. So there you go, just to tell you where he races at the moment. Let us know, guys, in the comments, all your comments and all that. That would be appreciated as well. So let us know what the comments are. We do, of course, have this is our final round tonight, so anything you want to ask or talk about, then let us know. But yeah, I do believe that we will have a battle for Javier tonight, and he will get maybe. I think it's thinking for Sig. I'll call that he's going to actually come into his championship next year, or maybe going to GT3s next year and see if he can battle with Javier through and through, because all of the rest of the drivers, as I've seen from these races, aren't bad drivers. They just aren't on the pace of Javier, but we have one tonight that is. So
yeah, absolutely. On one lap pace anyway, we have someone who can match him.
Yeah.
There is Ritsunika now coming through that double left-hander as he's now prepared to go under the bridge.
Can you just check? Can we just have a look and see what his last lap was? If it can show us, like on the timings, would that tell us? So last lap for him was 2 minutes.
Yeah, and that must have been some sort of outlap. You can see he's cruising now as he heads towards the spoon corner of turns 12 and 13. But yeah, at the moment, Javier is close to beating his own time, but not quite there just yet. And that just shows you he is very consistent here. He comes towards the line then, as he makes his way towards the start-finish line. Can he go even quicker then than his last time? We're about to find out as he makes his way towards that start-finish line, and no, he can't. So he'd obviously backed out on that lap, because it's not like Javier to be 8 seconds off the pace, but here he then goes through turn 2. He's got a tenth to find, or 2/10 if he really wants to beat Ritsunika. But the quicker you are, the harder it is to find those extra tenths of a second.
Yeah, it definitely is hard to find them 10 seconds. Just looking further back. Well, I'm just gonna pop the things up now to find out. We do have battles in the still have battles in the championship battles. We do. And one of them is between Joe Black and Slim Sign. I think that's how you say it. And I think Slim Sign is beating Joe Black. Yes, he is. Slim Sign is 7th and Joe Black is 9th. So I think at the moment, looking from that, 8th will be automatically, or maybe he may even go up to 7th, because I don't think Bowie is here tonight. He may overtake him and go into 7th, and Joe Black may stay in that 9th position. Or Hoser may, who is not here tonight, so he will stay where he is then. So yeah, that is the battle, another battle you need to look out for, because there are two people there who are here and pretty much together on the road, and in the championship.
Absolutely, and the great thing about those two and their battle is that Slim Sign and Joe Black both on 140 points, so whoever finishes ahead of the other out on track secures possibly 8th place, and as you say, maybe 7th place, but they've got to find 12 points out there if they want to do that, and that has proven to be a little bit tricky this season. If they want to get 12 points, well, they've got to get 6th place or better, which, in a shortened field, not too out of the question.
No, I personally don't think it is. If you get a good start actually from the start line, you probably will get that position, I think. And it's just getting used to actually doing that, I think, is what your problem is, because there's only 11 cars tonight, so just getting a great start from, say, 7th, you could probably do it. And I think that's what it is, but I think Sig's gone a bit quicker now. The guy at the front, Rosonico, I mean, because Javier is now 0.3 off his time, and so does Slim Sign, goes up to 6th now. So yeah, what do you think Javier has to do tonight to actually get that pole position?
Well, I mean, he's going to have to push as hard as he possibly can. I mean, he's come across someone tonight that is really going to challenge him. That's not happened much at all this season. Normally for him, it's not been easy to get that pole position, but it really has. It's not been too challenging for him. Just going back, you got round 1, Laguna Seca, pole position, all the way through to round 5. pole position for Javier every single time. The only times he hasn't been on pole were round 6 at the Red Bull Ring, where Red took pole, round 8 at Silverstone, where Red again took pole, Monza as well, Red took pole, Brands Hatch round 12, Bowie took pole. Every other race he's taken pole position, so Red seems to be the thorn in his side. But right now, 52.3 from Red, Nico, seems to be proving a new challenge, and for Javier, maybe he has never raced against him before, maybe he doesn't know what he's capable of, but here he comes then towards the line. Can he go quicker? Yes, he can, by just under a tenth of a second, and now he's 2/10 off the pace. But if he's going up against Nico for the first time, oh, he's lost the back end at turn 2. That is him pushing as hard as he can, and goes back to the pit lane, and that is his qualifying session over, so no more chances for him. He won't be starting on pole position, but you've got Red out there going through turn 2. He's had 3 pole positions so far this season. Could he possibly make it 4? He's got a lot of time to find, though.
Yeah, he does. I don't know really though. I think he's got a good chance of getting top 2 in this, but he looks on this lap quite slow, so I don't know. This may not be, may just be a warming lap, do you think, or do you think this is him pushing?
It's always difficult to tell, but he did beat the checker flag, and there you are, 0.28 seconds up through the first sector. So we head towards the 2 right-handers here, the 2 Degners, I think they're called. But it is Sakitto, not the other one. We head under the bridge now, through the right-hander, and then up the blind left-hand corner. But I have a lot of faith in the car, a lot of faith in the marshals as well, as you head now down the hill towards the spoon, towards turns 12 and 13. And we'll have to see in just a second. It's just after this spoon curve here, turn 13, that's where the sector 2 line is, so we'll be able to see what the split is like there. Is he quicker? Is he slower? Heading down the hill now, using that downhill part to help the acceleration, and he's actually down on his time by 0.098, so he's lost 3/10 out there. So he's got to try and find something, anything, but the problem is now is that sector 3 is lots of straights and 2 corners, and there you go. Runs wide, backs out of it, qualifying over. So Nico then, on his first race, grabs pole position by 2/10 of a second. Yes,
Nico pole then, there with a 150.5. Yeah, Nico's there. Really good from him, I think, got to say. Javier second and Red third were your top 3 there. Predictions? Any predictions for this race then, for tonight?
Oh, I think Nico here, he's shown he's got 1 lap pace, but can he show that he's got the consistency to keep going? We saw Javier in his qualifying times, half a second within each other, so he has proven all season long to be very, very consistent. There is Nico, pole position, so can he convert that to a win? You've got Javier there. You know what? He's wrapped up the championship. He'll be looking for a battle, but I think it's going to be one he'll come out on top of. Red then in 3rd place. You've got GTS in 4th. So it is Angry Dragon, HRT, Angry Dragon, HRT. So it's going to be a close battle between the top two teams, that's for sure. You've got Krazer in 5th, Slimsign 6th there, Mike in 7th, All-Star in 8th, although he has had internet troubles all season long. Schwami in another Porsche, he's there in 9th place. Joe Black in the Soul Ford Mustang. Not the Soul Ford Mustang, but he is in 10th place, and then Max Plea in 11th. The Mustang's at the back, and Joe Black has been consistently in the middle of the points so far this season, but he starts from 10th place, so bit of a test of skill and grit, whether he can try and pull himself back up the order. We've seen already Joe Black has been struggling, but James, here we are for the start. Over to you.
Alright then, we're about to get racing then. Are we going red? Yes we are. 3 red lights, now come on. The green lights come on, and away we go. And it looks like Javier there got a better start, and Nico looks like he's going to be, punted at the start line here, but he's put the pace back on now, and he's back into the lead now. So it's Javier now actually with Red trying to go around his outside. Can Red do it around the outside? No, Red looks like he's gone a bit too wide there. And let's crash. Will it Crasher Krazer get through? I'm just thinking he may do, but you never know with this car. And no, he doesn't. He lets him stay where he is, but that was just a disappointing thing there from Javier. He looked quick off the line, but just could not get up to the front of the field there, which is something that I thought he maybe jumped the start, but it didn't. But it didn't. On my screen, like, it just moved a little bit, but looks like it's all right so far down the whole field. It does here as we look at them all. But the one person who I've got to say, who we need to look out for is he goes wide there. Was that Crazer going wide there? Was GTS goes through and he's up to 4th position now. So Crazer, Crasher or Crazer, whatever you want to call him, is looking like he's going to get the position, but I thought there was Red now gets a penalty, so something must have happened there. But I would thought that Javier would have got the lead into the first corner.
Yeah, I mean, he got a great start, but that is just the power of the Porsche, then able to make up that lost time. But you've got Crazy here trying to put some big pressure on GTS as we make our way towards turn 14. You can see Crazy wanting to go round the outside, surely not. They're going to have to break through here, going around the outside. No, he runs out of track there, collects an advertising board, and that's Schwami all the way around, almost flipping the car through turn 14. And somehow he gets away, and that's also Slim Sign around as well. So I wonder if something happened between the two of those. Slim Sign all the way now down at the back of the grid through turn 14. Didn't quite see what happened though, but Schwami and Slim Sign looked like they were involved. Either that, or they spun completely on their own terms.
Yeah, I definitely, because we can't see because of the cameras, but I definitely couldn't see that either. I just don't know. It could have been a slide. It could have been anything really. As Crazer now picks up a penalty, so he's now got a penalty to his name as well. I think they were just 1 second penalties. We'll find out in a bit. We will about that. But Mike can make or Mike, whatever you want to call him, get through here and put pressure on here in the Ginetta. That needs some points, I would say, Ginetta do, because they're right down at the bottom of the points chart they are. But yeah, it was crazy what happened there, but it's now means that Joe Black is now up, further up than his rival today. So if he can beat his rival and stay pretty much where he is, then he will get that position and get more than he will. But side by side, they're going to go here. Do you want to take it? No, it's automatically done there. I think Crazer just backed off a bit. I actually don't know what's happened here because Crazer looks like he's slowed, but I generally don't know what
something
happened
has gone. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Let's have a look, and he's still got that penalty, so nothing's been made up. Whether he's actually struggling with some sort of fault here, he seems to be back up to speed now. So maybe it's one of those things where he accidentally hit the menu button on his steering wheel. I've done that plenty of times, and luckily for him, he's managed to keep it on the track. But he's got to keep his head down now and stay focused. And we're seeing now Retzanico flying through the last corner towards the start-finish line to start the third lap of this race then. So it is Retzanico in the lead. Javier there you can see in second place. Red there in third with GTS in fourth. He's managed to build a gap between himself and Mike there because it was Crater in fifth place, but he's now dropped to sixth in the Aston Martin there. All-Star in seventh. Joe Black in eighth at the moment. Schwami, who we saw spin wildly out of control through turn 15, is there in ninth place. Max Plee is in 10th, and then Slim Sign has got his all the work to cut out here. He has to try and find his way back through and see if he can finish ahead of Joe Black. We've also got Red now, who's got himself a penalty. So it looks like to me they're going to be sort of cutting the corner penalties, and if they are only 1 second, that won't be a big issue for now. But if they keep doing that, especially this early on, they're going to build up those penalties, and it will hurt them towards the end.
Yes, it will. As I don't know. It probably corner one. I think that they got the penalties for maybe cutting a track at corner one. I think it's easier to be done. Hit at corner one and corner two, where you go a bit wide there at the wider bits. But can Swami get past here? Can he get past Joe Black? Let's have a look. No, he can't into the corner there. I don't know what these are called. If you know what they're called, then I think they're anyway.
They're definitely the Degners, the Degner curbs.
Alright, the Degner curbs.
Now to left-hander.
Through there into the left-hander, but can he get through here? Looks quicker on pace time here. He does down here. Can he make it can he do it here into the corner? Let's see if he can. Joe Black, will he brake earlier? He does. Joe Black brakes a bit earlier than I thought you would do on that corner, as I brake earlier as well, because I can't always get it. Maybe this corner. I think that's corner.
That's the exit of the spoon there. So
Yeah,
they're now making their way towards the legendary 130R.
Yeah, so like corner 11 then. I think corner 1, 2 and 11, I think it is, are the two corners I would class as doing it. But here he goes then, Swami, in the inside. Can he make it front Joe Black? No, he can't. And he was the car here that nearly flipped over. So, again, it looks to me like he's got back up the order again and doing all right here. But he goes off the curbs again, nearly puts it on two wheels, that car, but keeps it now going. He does, as... This, I think, is the closest battle we've got other than the lead battle.
Yeah, Javier has managed to bring this gap back down to under a second. It was about 1.2 seconds. Now it's down to 7/10. So maybe Retanico has made a mistake out there in the first sector. But there you can see Javier now up on himself by 1/10 of a second. So he's now starting to try and close that gap between himself and Retanico. I think Javier here is just having a little bit of fun. He's wrapped up the driver's title already. He's just simply here to have a little bit of fun, and I think Retanico is as well.
Yeah, I think Retanico is as well, because if you look at Retanico, he came here last week, so he knows the circuit, I think, better than Javier would do, because the LMP2s came here last Friday, so you never know. He may just... I know it's a different car, maybe you have to get used to the car more as he goes a little bit wide there. Can Javier get through? But he's been here with LMP2s, he knows the corners with them. Can he do it in GT4s? It looks like he's doing it at the moment.
Yeah, and the straight line speed of the Porsche is able to keep him ahead right now as we head now through turn 15, and the Aston Martin seems to have the downforce to keep up with him through these high-speed corners, but then the Porsche can just get away on the straights, and that's going to be really frustrating for Javier.
Yeah, it is. I always think that when I'm behind a car, you always think to yourself, let's get through, let's get the win, let's make this good moment to be here and all that. But as the leader there, Retanico, makes a slide, and this brings Javier right back up here, 0.2 now behind. And this puts him right back in contention for the race win here. Are they going to go side by side? They are. And I think he's got it, because Retanico, I think, makes a mistake. And he does. Back through he goes. Oh, sorry. Through he goes. And into the lead of the race. Retanico there, just sliding the car. Maybe his tyres are not up to temperature, or tyres are not doing something he would like to do, or he just made a little mistake. But I have no idea what happened there, really, on that one.
Yeah, it looked like he just tried to carry too much speed into the corner, and the back end just simply said, no, you must be joking. So lots of oversteer. He spins the car around, and well, he only loses that place, but you can see over the last 2 laps, Javier has been quicker on lap times. On that last lap, Javier set a 51.3, and Retanico set a 51.7. So it's proving here that Javier has been more consistent. But it's now a test for Retanico. He started off in the lead. It wasn't a great start, but he managed to recover thanks to his engine. Now he's got it all to do now. High speed section here on towards turn 14. How much time can they make up?
And these two as well, if you can see as well, everyone, these have a massive gap, 6 seconds over third position, over red there they do, and then it's another whopping 10 seconds there. But it looks like Javier's made a mistake, and can Retanico make it through here into the last corner? No, he can't. He backs off. There he does. And I'll hand over, we will, to Kieran now, who can do the battle for into the first corner.
Yeah, you can see here Retanico is slowly closing on the Aston Martin, but it's not quite enough. Down towards turn 1, he's going to have to back out of that one as we now head towards turn 2. Oh, Javier clips the curb on the inside there, unsettles the car momentarily, but he's able to pick up the pieces out of turn 2 on the short run towards turns 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Here we go through turn 3. You can see there Retanico clipping the grass on the entry into turn 3. We now head through turn 5 here. You can see Retanico favouring a wider line, trying to get a better exit as we head now through turn 6. Up the hill we go. And still Retanico in the slipstream as we now head towards turns 7 here. And let's see as we head towards the 2 Degner curves. Retanico clipping the curve on the inside. You can see that drags him into the corner, into Degner 2. And now under the bridge we go through the long left-hander here. And then through the right-hander, which is a blind apex. You can see here Retanico still on his tail here as we head now through turn 11 on towards the spoon curve at turns 12 and 13. And Retinico has just enough here to keep the pressure on. And Aston Martin again getting a little bit sideways on entry into turn 12 there. Unsettles the car a little bit, but Javier seems to be controlling that car really well. Here's where he's going to struggle though. On the run towards turn 14, Retinico has a little bit of slipstream. You can see he's closing in bit by bit. You can see the real-time gap between the two of them in the top left-hand corner. It's just over 2.5 tenths. Now it's back over through that turn 14. Javier carrying a little bit more speed through there, probably due to his aero. Now coming through turn 15 here. The car jumps about almost through turn 15. You've got to be brave through there. And then on towards turn 1 once again. I'm getting deja vu here, James. But still, Retinico just can't find that way past. He brakes later, taps. Oh, they both go around. They're both around at turn 1 as Retinico tapped Javier. Javier has managed to keep going, though. He lost the back end and kept it going. And Retinico, meanwhile, lost the back end completely. And that's how far ahead he was. There's Red, his teammate, in third place. And Retinico will be hugely frustrated with that one.
Yes, he will. But we do have still the battle as well, which is still going on. Actually, it's nearly gone at the moment now between Red as there's GTS going a bit, making a mistake there as he heads into the pit lane. Oh no, is he retiring from the race or is he just going to crawl it into the pits?
I think he's got a bit of something stuck to the front. Yeah, he had a bit of the tyre wall stuck to the front of his car, and you can see, oh, look at it, crab down the pit lane there. That car's not in a healthy way whatsoever. And let's see if the team can fix the car. This is not what the HR team wanted at all. And the guys leave the tyres and everything, so they're just focusing on the damage, and rightfully so. But yeah, for the HRT team, this is not good news for them at all. Javier for them leads, but the Angry Dragons of Retinico and Red are currently second and third. So this is good for them. This is what they wanted. They wanted an Aston Martin to maybe fall down the order, and GTS has done that. I'm not sure whether he planned to come into the pit lane, whether there was contact, whether he just collected that pit lane wall. But in any case, he's all the way down the order now, and let's see if they can get that car fixed, repaired, and up and running again.
Yeah, but and we do as well have the other battle as well between Joe, because Joe Black as well, look, you can see there, that gap is still the same, if you want to, here it is he going to keep the position, or will Swami get through here? Side by side they go into the spoon, can he do it? No, Swami goes really wide there, and I think that battle is done for the time being, but I'm not too sure if you want to take us up to 30R with this one, but I think it is looking like Joe Black has this one at the moment in the bag. But this one, do you think Swami will get through?
I think he's got turn 1 will be a really good opportunity. We've seen the Ford Mustang, it's not struggling in a straight line. It can hold its own out there, but it needs the driver behind it to really keep it competitive. And you can see Swami, I don't think he's close enough here to try and move down towards turn 1. No, he's too far back now. But yeah, you can see Joe Black using that car to the full extent. Let's see, into the braking zone. It was 153 into turn 1. But yeah, the Ford Mustang is slower in a straight line than the Porsche. But Joe Black's doing his utmost best to keep it ahead right now. He's doing a good job.
Yeah, he is. So you can just see by the way, just to tell you, GTS is still in the pits. Here he now heads out the pits, and he was in the pits. And he's still got the damage on the car there. He has. It looks like on my screen anyway. And he looks like, to me, he's about a lap down on everyone else. So he's on lap 7, everyone else on lap 8. Here he is, but that is a blow for him. So something must have happened there. But that means that does that mean at the moment it's Avanti's Porsche? I think at the moment.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on it as we go through. Let's have a look at the point scoring, because it's different. Because Retinico isn't a full-time member of the championship, he'll actually score less points for Angry Dragon. So whilst it is a replacement, I believe he'll be scoring less points than if it was the other driver driving the car.
Yeah, I think it's half points.
So even if it's half points, I think the Aston Martin team and the HRT team still have the upper hand, but only just.
I will find this out for you now, the rules on what happens then if you have a replacement in for you, just to give you an idea, because I think there is something if you have a replacement in.
And that was red there, getting a little sideways through turn 2. Managed to gather the car up again, but yeah, the Porsche doesn't seem too composed out there. I think Red's struggling with this car, whether it's the setup, whether he just not in tune with the track. And you'll get tracks on the calendar where you just can't make things click. And for me, it's always been, in Formula 1, it's always been Australia. For some reason, I can't click with the track. Maybe for Red here, he just can't seem to get all the right parts working at the right time here in Sakitto. Oh, he goes over the second Degner. Oh, just about keeps it out of the walls and out of the gravel trap. So, yeah, really struggling is Red. And that's proving that he's falling so far behind his teammate now. But, let's go through then as we head on to almost lap 10 of the final round here in the GT4 Premier Series. With Gavra. This is Javier leading. It is Retzenico in second place. You've got Red there in third. Mike in the Ginetta in fourth place. The Ginetta team, I think, are having a couple of nosebleeds. I don't think they've been this high up the field all season long. So this is great for them. Crater in fifth place. All-Star in sixth. With Joe Black there in seventh. Schwami in the Porsche is in eighth place. Slim Sign is ninth, if the cameras can find him out there. There he is, going through the Degners. Max Flea is in 10th place, although he is currently being lapped by the cars behind. I'm just trying to figure out who that is behind him. That's one of the Angry Dragon cars. I think it might be Red. It is Red there in third place. So there you go. He gives him the flash of the lights there to let him know that he's coming through regardless. And then in 11th place is the other HRT team car of GTS. Currently running in 11th place, but if he makes it to the line, he will be scoring points for Aston Martin team. So that's all he's thinking about now, is just to get that car to the end. Although cosmetic, the car looks in a bad way. It looks like the team have fixed whatever was mechanically wrong with the car.
Yeah, it does look like they've done it. No, there's no, by the way, guys, just to tell everybody, there's no standings at the moment about replacement drivers, so I think replacement drivers do get yeah, I think they do get different points here. I think they do get like different points, so yeah, it doesn't say at the moment anything about that.
Well, I guess we'll have to think of two scenarios then, James. One where all points count, one where they're probably hard. But yeah, right now, the Angry Dragon team running second and third place, they're doing all they can, but leading this race 1 and 2. So they're really pushing hard. You can see there, Retzenico, who was battling for the lead, is now 9.3 seconds down. And comparing lap times, last lap, Javier 152.1, Retzenico 152.4. Javier is quicker at the moment. Let's see what the lap times are as we head towards lap number 11. The HRT team car making his way towards that start-finish line. What's the last lap time going to be for Javier? 52.0 for Javier. How about Retzenico? Can he go quicker on this lap? Can he try and close that gap any more? Try and close in 52.1, so another tenth of a second, or maybe just half a tenth there, yeah. But it's still time lost.
It is as well, and just in case that we do get this, I'm just going to say this as well. If we have in the case of this season, two drivers on the same points at the end of the season, or two teams on the same points, right? It will factor in the most wins, most pole positions, most podiums, lowest average PPLs, best minor placing. So if you're not the, of course, top lot, then you'll just go for the lower places, your best finish, I think, and best attendance this season. So it will go into consideration like that. So if it stays, so say for example, there's a really case scenario that Joe and Sign both crash out, Slin Sign, then it will go down to what I just said, and it will go to that. So it probably won't, but you know, it could go down to that, which will be not ideal for both of them, I've got to say. But you never know. And then as well, when you look at it, if for example some miracle, if there's a miracle tonight happens that Joe somehow gets the same points as Bowie, which I doubt he will, but say he gets the same points as Bowie, which will be 11 points, then we'll have to go on to most wins, most poles, and most attendances, and Bowie will get the points or stuff like that. May have to be in consideration, but it looks to me, as I say, after 11 laps here, so we're nearly halfway. Lap 15, I think it will be halfway distance. So we're entering nearly halfway distance here, and it looks to me like I think this race is going to stay pretty much as it is at the moment. There may just be the battle where the only battle I can really see on circuit. I don't really know. There's not really many battles on circuit. Maybe I'm going to say 5th and 6th as you're looking at. I think that may be the closest battle we've got. Do you think?
For timing, it looks like it's close between 4th and 5th and 5th and 6th. But yeah, either way, we're sort of entering a period of the race now where the drivers are in a race of their own. They need to focus on their own cars, their own times, their own lap times. And you can see there, that's Retanico, 151.4. He's taken 6/10 out of that lead for Javier on that last lap alone. And this is where Javier's consistency is going to come through, because at the moment, Retanico, he was in the mid 152s. Now he's just set a low 151. So it's going to be tricky now for Retanico. We've just had some clarification in the chat from some of the guys in the championship. Retanico, it's only half points for his championship. It's going to be full points for the team. So no matter where he finishes, it's half points for his Drivers' Championship campaign, but it's full points for his team. And of course, with these Porsches, with this Angry Dragon Racing team running 2nd and 3rd at the moment, that's going to throw everything into equation. Of course, 27 points separates them. And 30 points, of course, is scored by the winner. You've got 24 points for 2nd, 21 points for 3rd. And this is going to involve a little bit of maths. GTS at the moment in 11th. He's currently scoring 6 points. So as it stands, the HRT team are scoring 36 points. And the Angry Dragon Racing team are scoring 45. So it's not enough. Simply put, it is not enough for it to finish like this.
But if you look as well, Red's in the pits, so Red could go down in the order, and I think he's heading out now, but I potentially think he'll be down to about 5th when he comes out. No, he'll stay 4th, I think. It's going to be a close one here between him. No, yes, he will be out in 5th, so we've got to consider this now, that it looks to me like it will be the Aston Martin team who are going to get this quite easily here. Thank you for all letting us know of your comments and all of that tonight. As we said as well, Ryan putting, I shall get 3rd in the championship if he doesn't win. I don't know what that means, but
I believe that's Ryan Ruby, who couldn't make it tonight. He's saying he'll secure 3rd place in the championship no matter what. So, well, good luck to you, Ryan, if you're not racing tonight. But there you go. To look at the standings for that one.
Yeah, he's going to get 3rd.
James,
anyway.
why not take us through this battle between 4th and 5th?
Okay then, so Red's just come in, and I think Red may have got some tyres then, so he's on the tyre hunt now. He is then. Can he get past Crazer here in this? Here, can he get through here and actually do it? As he goes side by side now, they do. Can Red go through? What? Here, can he side by side? Can he get through here? He's on the outside line, and he's done it on Crazer there very nicely. There, he has Ryan. No, what we mean is you're not here in the race. That's what we tried to say a minute ago, but you are in the chat tonight. As we're looking at Red now. Can Crazer get back through here as they head down the straight here, which is the other pits that you can use here, and then we have into the corner, which is 30R. Is that what it's called? I can't remember what you called it, but. There they do. Oh, and it looks like Red's gone off. Red's gone off into the gravel, and I think this will mean that All-Star will get through and get another position there. All-Star will. So yes, that's indeed All-Star will. So that means that it looks like to me Red has a problem with his car, and here tonight, and hope it's going to be good as Javier. As people are hoping in the chat, Javier wins, which is I think Javier will win because he looks dominant at the moment. He's looked dominant all season. I think this was where he will stay in the championship. Just a brief thing as well. There is not really many battles around here, but Joe's in the pit. But Joe, at the moment, will get the position. Joe Black will definitely at the moment get it, as Crazer's in the pits at the moment. So it looks like Joe Black will win the battle between him and the other car. But there's been a battle as well. I think there was a battle for second there, for 8th there. I mean, but he's now up to 7th. So if always has a little slide there as well from All Star, and you can do this one for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Here goes Red then, all the way through, and it looks like All Star just made a little bit of a mistake through the S section, and that has allowed Red to go through. I've been having a look back at that incident between Red and Crazer. That was for the battle for 4th place, and it just looks like Red loses the car all on his own. He clips the grass, and around he goes. So that's a bizarre incident, but it means that he's fallen all the way down. And yeah, he's really struggling out here. He's even changed onto a new set of tyres, and that still hasn't solved the problem. So he's going to have to try and limp it to the end. Angry Dragon, if they haven't been dealt a blow already, they've definitely been dealt one now.
Of course they have. People say he's sliding like crazy. Somebody said he's sliding like mad. I can't believe that he actually is sliding. But All-Star here, can he get through? I don't think All-Star can, but you never know into this corner, because this is where Red likes to do it. But All-Star now goes wide at this corner, comes back on and hits the wall. All-Star has spun it. Oh my goodness me, we've had 2 spinners now at that corner, and he may just collect Joe. No, he won't. Joe makes his way through nicely there, he does. But will he keep the position here? Yes, he will. We'll keep the position then and won't let Sinsign get
Slim
through.
Sign.
Yeah, I keep forgetting the name. Sorry if I do butcher names tonight. I'm not normally in this championship, so yeah. He may get through. He will now get through because of he's in the pits for a pit stop. But that was weird. It was weird there for All Star to actually have that happen.
Yeah, he clipped the grass and on the entry into turn 14, then he ran wide, clipped the curb, and round she went. So Ginetta then in the pits, and it's just solely on the damage there. No tyre change for him. His teammate, meanwhile, Mike, up in 3rd place, as all those mistakes have cost Red. He's currently down in 4th place, and this is the frustrating thing for Red. He probably won't know what's going wrong. Angry Dragon won't know what's going wrong either. And maybe this Porsche's just chewing through its tyres like anything. But if that's the case, why hasn't the same thing happened to Retsa Nico?
Yes, I really don't know what's happened, but we are on the half race distance right now, just to say. So this is pretty much half race distance around here. But the battle is still on here. Slim Sign and Joe. I think and Joe Black will be the battle still on. They still have a good gap between each other. I think it's his teammate, Joe Black's teammate. Yeah, just lets him out of the way there. He does. So there, it looks still the gap is quite big there. But I think Joe's got it in the bag to win this one and get the position. What does 5th give you? Let me have a look and see what 5th gives you. Because if he stays 5th, let's have a look here then. We'll go to 1st round.
It's 15 points.
Yeah, so
5th place gets you.
Yeah, so he will get 15 points then. Let me just do some maths. He will be above Bowie then in the championship. There he will. So he will be up the positions then. If we pass Bowie in the championship, he will from this one. Saying that, and I think, I don't know what 6th gets you, but let me have a look and see what 6th gets you. I should know.
I remember we were discussing this pre-race. Both these drivers, if they get 6th place or higher, they both jump Bowie. So at the moment, Slim Sign is also going to jump Bowie. Bowie's, as it stands, dropping 2 positions at the end of this championship, which is not the way he would have wanted it to end. But at the moment, Joe Black looks like he's going to head up to 6th, Slim Sign up to 7th, Bowie down to 8th in the championship.
Yeah, and it looks like the gap to the leader's gone down as well. It's now 4.8. It looks like there must be a problem for the leader or something, because the gap is going oh, it was just a lap car, I think it must have been, but the gap is going dramatically down here. It was 7 seconds. It's now just over 5 seconds. So something must have happened there with Javier, which we didn't see. But yeah, look at this. It's 4.7 now, so it's really coming down. The battle is there. And then you look to third position, and that's 44 seconds off the leader there. So quite a long gap there as well. It is. There's not really many battles in the field except that one now for the lead, which I think is the closest one we've got, purely because it's coming down and down and down.
Here is Retsunika then heading up towards the first Degner. That's the Mustang getting well out of the way. And now Retsunika heading into Degner 2. Gap is now back up to 5.3 as we head underneath the bridge. And that back marker getting in the way there just a little bit on the entry into Degner 1. That's not the place Retsunika would have liked to have got past. But the gap is now falling back down again as Javier once again comes... well, actually, he's heading through turn 13 now. Quite a distance behind the back marker. So maybe Retsunika here in this latter stage of the race has a little bit of pace on him. We still have 13 laps to go, of course, so anything's possible now for the Porsche in the Angry Dragon team. Can they try and nick a race win here?
Yeah, I still don't know who's got... Which one of them, just quickly to be quick on this, which one of them has the fastest lap? Because then they will get an extra point. I know this doesn't mean anything, but here, so yeah. Oh, look at that! Javier got a 3-second penalty. Retsunika 2 seconds, 15 seconds for Red, that's going to cost him a lot there. That is for his team. Then it's there, but yes, it looks to me like Javier's got the fastest lap of this race. So Javier looks like he's got the pace to keep it in the lead, but he does have that 3-second penalty though. So Sig pretty much at the moment is 1 second up on that time. So Sig is pretty much 3.2 seconds behind at the moment.
And of course they will be added to the end of their race as we have 12 laps to go here in Sakitto, here for the final race of the GT4 Premier season. Let us know who you're rooting for. Are you maybe rooting for Javier to get yet another win in this championship to complete his pretty much dominant display this season? It has been quite an impressive season for him. He certainly will be in the Hall of Fame standings. As it stands, he'll finish on 380 points. To put that into perspective, he's currently scored 350 points and his team have scored 527. So much more than half of the work here at HRT team has been through Javier. And if I can just have a look at how many wins he's had this season, it's quite a few, that's for sure. And it's 9, I think. Yeah, 9 wins this season for Javier. The next person to come anywhere near that is Red on 3 wins for the season. So it has been a dominant display from Javier as he looks to try and wrap up this season with his 10th win of the season.
Yeah, it does. And he's had the most pole positions as well with 11 pole positions. And he's had the most podiums with 12. So Javier will win everything then in this championship, it looks like.
I think so. It's very... you can't say he hasn't deserved this, Javier. He has definitely deserved this title. He's been so dominant. There's really only a couple of tracks where anyone has gotten near to him, and when they have, they've normally gone on to win the race or at least get pole position off of him. But so many weekends and so many times when Javier has just completed the treble of fastest lap, win and pole position. So he's quite a talented driver, that's for sure. And I've seen some drivers say maybe he's ready for LMP1 at this pace, but let's see what Gavra has in store for him as he now makes his way towards the Degner curves.
Yes, something must have happened to anyway, second, because he's 13 seconds behind now, so it must have been a slide or something. Can't really think it was a lap car, really, can you? But it doesn't look like it was. There, we do have the battle though for 6th and 7th, which is the closest thing on track. I know they're already lapped, pretty much lapped once, but that is your closest battle on things. Slim Sign, and it, is ahead of Crazer by nearly 2 and a bit seconds. So that is the closest battle we have. But yeah, as you say, it does personally to me mean Javier will get the win here. But will that mean he will win it for his team? We don't know, because actually third now is Red. So Red's now got 3rd points, and I don't know. GTS is still 10th, so something must happen. And we did have a car gone, by the way. So we did have 11, I think, racing. We now have 10 racing. So somebody must have left a session. I completely forgot somebody left session, but I can't say who that is because we actually don't know. But yeah, so will that mean, if you can quickly do some maths quickly now, will that mean that the 2 Porsche in that team get better than Javier and in his team? I just don't think it will be at the moment, but it might be.
Well, as it stands then, Javier, who's leading this race, he'll score 30 points. GTS down in 10th place, scoring 7. That's a combined total of 37 points. At the moment then, you've got Nico in 2nd place. That's scoring 24 points. You've got Red there in 3rd, scoring 21. So again, that's 45 points. 45 and against 37, simply not enough.
No.
Won't even get past the 20 mark, barely anyway. So a lot of work still to be done, but still 11 laps to go. You never know what can happen. We've already seen Nico make mistakes. We've seen Javier and Nico come together at turn 1 a couple of laps ago. We've seen Red sliding about, and really, I'm not sure what's going on with that Porsche, because right now it seems to be working fine, but you never know, really. You've got Joe Black behind him, who's currently in 4th place. He's having a great race so far. We have seen Mike come into the pit lane. So I don't know whether that was to repair some damage. He's heading through the 2nd Degner, but he'll have some fresh tyres towards the end of this race. So we'll have to wait and see how we can do this.
Crazer's still battling away though. They're really close now. They are on the road. They're in some lap traffic, and I think, is it lap traffic, that one? Actually, I don't know if it is lap traffic or it's the car in front. I think it may be lap traffic, but they are being lapped. Okay. Yes, they are. So there we go. Then side by side they go, and he's through. Crazer there with a great move. We can go, and there it was. There, but I just don't know. Does he have the pace? I think Crazer's really quick in that car. Easy overtake there. Looked like he was lapping the car there. It did, but actually they're battling for position. So it really,
well, I mean, look at the speed difference, James. Down towards turn 1, you've got the Aston Martin doing 156 at the braking zone. Slimsign doing 141, and he goes wide at turn 1. Runs a little too deep there, and this is where the KTM has struggled all season long. Just straight line speed, it doesn't have it.
No, somebody just popped in the chat. I hope Slim Sign gets top 5. Wow, it looks to me now like he's not going to get a top 5. It looks like to me Crazer is going to get the last position in top 5 there, which is really bad. We do have 10 drivers tonight, so if you want to know, because it's your first time watching GT4s, where have you been? That's what I can say, because I'm not even a commentator in GT4s, but I still do watch the GT4 Championship. There is normally 16 drivers in this championship, by the way, and tonight there are only, of course, 10, so sadly 6 could not make it tonight, but it's the final round of the year, so points pretty much have been decided. Most points have, just a few haven't. Javier knew that he's already won the championship. He wanted another win on his name, and he looks like he's going to get it here. He does. Most of the drivers have been lapped tonight. It just looks like Javier and Red.
Yeah, and it's been one of those dominating displays once again from Javier. We've seen so many of them this season. Let's have a look at Crazer and Slimsign. Let's have a look at that gap then between the two of them. It's around about, that's just under 3 seconds. We'll see what it's like as they head towards turn 1. You can see it go up and up and up. It's painful for Slimsign. He must not have been looking forward to this race whatsoever, as we've actually got a car off there. That's one of the Porsches. That's one of the Angry Dragons, is it? It is. It's Nico in the wall at turn 13, at 14 even. So what went on with that Porsche? He's made a mistake now. You can see there is bodywork damage to the left-hand side of that car. It looks a very, very sad Porsche now, that's for sure. But yeah, a mistake there from Nico, and it's going to put himself all the way down. 20 seconds now is the gap between himself and Javier, and if he's got any damage to that car, that gap's only going to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it looks to me like it's the back of the car, which he must have. It looks. I think personally, he must have spun the car around and then bang, the back went into the wall. I just can't say anything else there. I can't. Just another quick thing, because I did look in the timings. I know we're looking a lot of these timings or the points tonight. There is that battle. Well, there is as well between the Porsche and the KTM team. I don't know if anyone in the KTM team's here tonight. So let me just find out for you. I don't know if they are. I don't even know if the second. I don't even know if there's another Porsche team tonight even racing. I can't really tell you that. You can tell me if there is, but
Well, there was Schwami, but he since retired from the race. He did start this race and retired some way through. So that was the other Porsche team. But yeah, there's no other Porsches running tonight.
Fair enough then, because they were battling with the KTM team of Slim Sign. So they only were battling the drivers' teams. They were quite not that far behind really. They were 5 points behind. So again, it looks like one of the KTM goes wide. The All Star there goes wide. So that means that it's going to be a bad season for the team. I think is it ESR? I think that's how you say it. In the Ginettas, down in 8th, they're going to finish then in the standings. There is kind of there kind of is a battle, but I don't think there's no other battles for the team. Back to look at battles in the just the normal championship. Not really many battles actually in the championship. There is a battle though for last in the championship. I don't know if they're both not here tonight, so that's absolutely fine then for the Ginetta. I think there's only one Ginetta here tonight, I think. But yes, that's right.
Sorry to cut across you here, James, but GTS and Max Play battling away. This is for 9th place. They're both on the lead lap, so GTS has done well to get that position, and that puts him now up into 9th. That's 8 points he could be scoring here for the HRT team, and that is not what the Angry Dragon team wanted whatsoever. As Red Nico here, whatever has wrong with that car, he seems to have fixed it because the gap has remained at around about 20 seconds. But look at the last lap then. Javier 155.0 and Red Nico 143.9, 1.1 seconds quicker than Javier on that last lap. But with 7 laps to go, it's hugely tricky. Even at a second a lap, he's not going to catch Javier at all. He's not going to come close.
No, I personally think he's not going to. No, that is a surprise. There it is, as we do not really have any other battles really that are in championship standings, if you know what I mean. But we do have Slim here. Is he looking to keep that position where he is and keep the cars behind? Because I think he has actually got a car right behind him who is actually on the same lap as him. Let me just check. Is that a car?
Yeah, that's Mike and a Ginetta behind him. That's who's battling. This Porsche is lapping him. That is red, I believe, now as they head towards turn 14. So that Ginetta behind him, that's for position. That's for 6th place. This is Slimsign here, who wants to try and overtake Bowie in the championship, and he's got to try and hold on against Mike as we head through turn 15 now. This could be his chance at climbing the championship, the final race, going down the drain. There is Mike then in the Ginetta, faster in a straight line, but still they're going to try and battle towards turn 1, and there is Mike then in the Ginetta through into turn 1, but runs slightly wide, and that's the KTM of Slimsign almost following him through. But there is Mike then in the Ginetta ahead. However, let's have a look at this though. Between All-Star and Slimsign, you can see that Mike there has 3 seconds worth of penalty. Slimsign has nothing, which brings me on to my next point between Joe Black and Red all the way at the front. Red has 15 seconds worth of penalties at this moment in time. He's doing his best to try and create a gap between himself and Joe Black. Joe Black here might have a shot at a podium if he can just keep the car on the track and keep that gap below 15 seconds. At the moment, it's around about 14, so it's right on the cusp with 7 laps to go.
If he does get third, that will mean he gets 21 points. So let me just do some calculations out there. He won't, but he will be above Bowie. Maybe even no, he won't get 6th, I don't think, but he will be above Bowie there, which is really good to see. It will be, and yeah, I do think that as we look at the lap times there, just quickly tell you again back to that Slim Sign battle. He is 4 seconds off the pace of Mark in front there, which is a surprise really. 4 seconds off the time, there he is. So his last lap was a 1:57.0, and the Mark, or Make, whatever you want to call him, in front was a 1:53.7. So there is a big differential difference between them two, and apparently, if you want to know as well on the how much performance and that, it is harder to drive a KTM than it is to drive that Ginetta, apparently, according to Project Cars. So something must have happened there then between them two, as you can see. But yeah, I'm surprised that Joe is so close to the lead there. It's gone up now, so I think Joe at the moment is just thinking, it's going up, I'm fine at the moment, I'm 12 seconds behind, I've got this now. I think it's going down actually, that's what I should have said. But yeah, he looks like he's got it pretty much covered there, Joe does, for the podium. I don't know who I would give it to, but if you have any suggestions, guys, for driver of the day, because if you want to let us know your favourite driver today, then let us know in the comments your favourite drivers. What do you think? I don't know really. If I would say, I know Javier has been dominating all season. In May, you could give it to him for being a flawless performance, but I'll give it to Joe Black because I'll give it to Joe Black because I don't think he's had a top 3 finish yet this season. Let me just check on that. Don't quote me on that, because I'm not totally sure. No, he hasn't. He hasn't even. Well, okay, he's had 1 top 3 position, but I think he's done really well today to get clear out of battles and get up to where he is.
And remember, the Ford Mustangs started at the back of the grid. Joe Black started in 10th place. He's up to 4th at the moment, so it's been a fantastic race for him so far. Gap between himself and Red is somewhere around about 14 seconds now, so it's right on the cusp if he wants to try and take this 3rd place away from Red. It's entirely possible, though. But there you go, you can see just underneath his name there, 13.0, as he crosses the line then. As we head towards turn 1, it's right on the cusp right now. At the moment, as it stands, he's going to finish in 3rd place.
Yeah, indeed he is, which is really good for him. It'll be a 2nd ever podium of this season, which is something. But Javier here with, after this lap will be with 4 to go, hasn't put a foot wrong since the early laps of this race. I think it was lap 5 where he overtook Retzenigo, and he's now been ever since then in the lead of this race, controlling this race from about lap 5, I think it was. And ever since then, he's just put the gaps in there. Just to tell you as well, everyone from 5th all the way down to 10th have been lapped. So the top 5 have been lapped, which is remarkable to see that all top 5 have been lapped in this one. But Retzenigo, as you look at him now, is 30 seconds off the pace, and it means that his team, the GTR, I think, his team anyway, are going to be down the drain. His team are not going to get the top spot. They're going to get 2nd in this championship, which is, I think, for them, not bad to be 2nd. But it looks to me like Joe has not got, I don't know now, we're just trying to think. He's just got, I think, 3rd here, I think he has. And I think he has a big enough gap to keep 4th. So no real battles there. Let me just check.
Well, actually, looking at the timing screens at the moment, Joe Black is 15.2 behind Red. Yep. Agonisingly close now, but it looks like he's losing pace somewhere. And look at this, Javier is now right behind. And of course, if he gets lapped then, and Red doesn't, then that 15-second doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't really mean anything. I said who mine was. Who do you think would be your outstanding driver then for today?
I think, you know, at the risk of agreeing with you, I agree. Joe Black has had a great race. I think Mike Doe, I've got to give an honourable mention to him. Yeah. He's done a good job. He was running up there in 4th place, had to make a stop. And is currently running in 6th place, still trying to close in on Crazer at the end of this race. But it's not always easy jumping into a car when, you know, the Ginettas have been struggling all season. But to get them up to where he has, and on the pace as well, of at the moment, currently around about, Retzenigo's pace at the moment, and Joe Black as well. So, yeah, I think the man in the Ginetta deserves an honourable mention. But again, I have to agree with you, James. Joe Black has had a stunning race today, and 4th place will be a fantastic achievement for him, considering the fact he started all the way down in 10th.
Yeah, because you look at his finishes this year. Well, you don't look at his finishes. You look at his points. He's got 7. He scored 7 points and 9. Then he scored a 15. Then it's been all 9s, 7s, and 8s. So it's not really been that. It's looking like he's got podiums. But a cracking race, I've got to say to him, as now he's been lapped. Well, he's about to be lapped, and he's officially now been lapped. So that means that if Red does not get lapped, where is Red on the raceway? He's crossing the line now. So Red, I don't think will get lapped this race. Maybe on the last lap he may be lapped. And if he is lapped on the last lap, then that will be decided. But Joe looks like to me he's going to get that 4th position and not get anything else, I think, personally. I do. Let us know, guys, what you think to the viewers who are still watching us here tonight. I know as well there is Cleo's on tonight, so people may be watching that. But if you are still watching us, then thank you, and it's nice to see us. And if you want to watch another Gavra thing tomorrow night, it's GT3s. We're at China tomorrow night, and that should be a good thing. And to round off the whole seasons of Gavra, we have a thing coming up in a couple of weeks, which there's a bit of still discussing if I'm available for that, because they want me and Jukebox, who does touring cars, to do the Clash of Clans for project cars for the Gavra Racing Clash of Clans. Now it's around Bannock's Bra, which is a road course in Scotland, which is actually a proper road place in Scotland, but it's not actually used for racing around it. I think there's a place in Scotland that it's based on a place in Scotland anyway, but they don't use it as a race circuit, and it's a configure of 8, and it's not really a real kind of place, but there's like a village that is actually real in Scotland, something like that anyway. This game has done, and we're going to be around there for a 22-lap race in Renner McGann's, and it's going to be the top 2 in each championship, I think, if they want to do it, racing at that circuit, I think. So there's going to be a lot of championships here, so there's all the championships I've just said. So I think there's going to be around about 14 people racing in there, and then as well we're going to get loads of people into interview as well. So that's going to be another thing that Javier wants to win as well. I think he will after this season's on. So that's just to tell you if you want to know when that is, ladies and gentlemen, just to keep these drivers all informed and all you guys informed. I think that's, yeah, it is the 19th of July, I think that is. So it's still a long way away. That is here, but as I mentioned that now, I've just got to give it out there for you guys.
Well, Javier now coming around the final corner, and he will start the final lap here at Sakitto with the lights on. And it really has darkened over the circuit here as night time fast approaches. And of course, local time right now will be around about 6, maybe a bit later than that. So, yeah, you can see dusk is starting to fall. But yeah, it's been a flawless performance from Javier. Remember, he got hit at turn 1 quite a way through the race by Resanico at the turn 1. Somehow kept it the right way, facing the right way too. But it's only around about 100 seconds now before Javier crossed the line to take win number 10. And some of you may be saying you don't over till it's over. Well, look, knowing Javier, the only thing that's going to happen really is a slight wobble with the car. And he takes it too eagerly into a corner, but you can see here, doesn't make many mistakes. Very, very cool driver, and very focused on the job as well, as we head now up the hill through that blind apex. And when you're riding on board there, you're just hoping there's not a car on the other side as we head our way towards the spoon curve. He's already been crowned GT4 Premier Series champion, but this is a win that HRT team needed too. As it stands then, if they can make it to the line, they're going to be the team champions as well. Heading down the hill towards turn 14 for the final time. I'm surprised he's not flashing his lights already. That's what he normally does. 2 corners to go then before he rounds off the GT4 Premier Series. The Ferris wheel in the background lighting up the dusk as he now has only 1 corner to go. This fast right-hander of turn 15, Javier, in the HRT team, is going to come across the line to take his 10th win of the season here at Sakitto and rounds it off in amazing style. Another dominant performance in the end, and he's going to win by well over half a minute. congratulations to Javier on what has been a thoroughly successful season. 10 wins out of 16. That is one heck of a record to beat then. Nico, well, he's been racing, as you said, James, in LMP2. Made the switch to GT4 to have another go at this one. And I think a rivalry between himself and Javier has already started to form. Heading now through the final corner, Nico gets a little bit of understeer, clips the gravel though, but second place from pole position. Not a bad result for Nico. Made a couple of mistakes, but he's still on that second place on the podium spots. Then it's Red then. A long way to go for him as well, as he makes his way now through turn 11 and on towards the Spoon curve. That's GTS you just saw in the background there, making his way through that 130R. Any moment now he's going to come through the final corner and pick up those valuable 7 points for the HRT team, and that means that the HRT team are crowned the team champions here in the GT4 Premier Series, so a big congratulations to them as well. So Red then should be the final car to cross that start-finish line, and he's on the podium as well. Joe Black did finish in 4th place, so it's a great drive from him. And so we're waiting for Red now in the final Angry Dragon racing car to head all the way down through turn 15 and to take 3rd place in this race. He did have 15 seconds worth of penalties, but since Joe Black was lapped by Javier, that time penalty doesn't matter anymore. But there you are then. Javier is the champion here in the GT4 Premier Series. A massive congratulations to him, as I'm sure he'll be congratulated by his teammate. And there is Creator there running in formation as well alongside him. But as we round off the final round here, Javier wins, Nico 2nd, Red in 3rd, Joe Black then 4th place, Creator in 5th, Slim Sign in 6th, Mike in 7th, All Star in 8th, GTS in 9th place, and Max Plea rounding off the top 10 and the finishers. And that will wrap it up then for the GT4 Premier Series. So, James, you've only had one round in this madness that is the commentary box there. Have you enjoyed yourself? Oh, no, I'm on my own. Oh, well. Well, it has been a fantastic season, that's for sure. Make sure you do follow Gavra Racing on Twitter. It's at official Gavra. That's Gavra. And if you really want to, you can follow me on Twitter whilst you're there. It's at KSMCGF1. I'm hoping James comes back. We can have a little bit of a chat after the race, but I don't know. I don't know where he's gone.
Hello. Sorry about that.
Ah, there you are, James.
Yeah, well, I was just about to say, and I was about to say something when I accidentally turned my mic off. Sorry about that. The guy, last 11th got disqualified, so that's why he didn't finish the race. He got disqualified. So something happened on lap 12 which we didn't see, so he got disqualified apparently. So that's a bit of a shame. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed GT4 action, and you can see pretty much the same kind of battling tomorrow night with GT3s. You can, if you want to see GT3s battle like that. If I didn't already say, Clash of Clans is coming up soon, so everyone go and check that out, which will be appreciated. But yeah, I really enjoyed GT4s, and I think it's a very honourable winner is Javier. He deserves to win this race, deserves to win the championship. He's been flawless all year. Not winning 6 races is a absolute thing. He's pretty much the same as the GT3 guy, who is leading GT3 if I can find the GT3 championship. But yeah, I really enjoyed seeing some different racing than GT3s, and it was absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely, and well, that brings us a close to proceedings in the championship. So, James, for the final time, sign us off.
Yeah, just before we do, I'm just going to tell you about the GT3, because you probably want to know that there with the championship we've got. It's been dominated as well by the guy, and he's won most of the rounds as well. I think he's won all of them, I think. Sind has, but anyway, that's for tomorrow night, another night, guys, to do that with. But yeah, if you did enjoy GT4, then we will keep you posted, of course, on Twitter, and if you as well have PS4, then I think you can just join. If you type, I think it's Gavra. Is it Gavra Race? Is it Gavra Official?
Yeah, at Gavra Official. I believe it is.
On
I'll give it a
Twitter.
quick check for you if you like.
But yeah, if you want to check as well with, I'll tell you guys quickly. This I know we should be
At Official Gavra. There you go.
there you go, at Official Gavra. Then if
I
you
thought I got it right before.
on Twitter then, and on YouTube and on PS4 guys, it is Gavra Racing on the community section to get involved with Gavra as the community. But anyway guys, that is it for GT4s this season. Well done again to Javier for winning the championship. GT4s will be back soon. We'll keep you all posted with GT4s when they do come back. Tomorrow night is GT3, so I'll be back with hopefully the other commentator will be back tomorrow night as well. I'll be probably streaming that again, so hopefully he's back. And then we have Ryan doing LMP2s on Friday, and see what Sig can do in that, and see if he can get better than third in championship what he's got at the moment. But yeah, from us here, from me James, it is going to be goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me, Kieran, as well.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys. I will see you tomorrow night, and Kieran probably will see you when Gavra decides for next season where everyone will be in the different championships and all of that good stuff. If you want to follow both of us on Twitter, then you can do. Kieran said his, I think.
I did. I've done my promo.
Yeah, mine's just my normal name, so it's James. If you know about _Boyle, which is BOYALL. So just if you want to follow us on there, then you can do. But anyway, guys, that is it for this season, and we'll see you next season. Well, I won't, but Kieran may do. But that's GT4 done. Goodbye.